Good evening, everyone. I call to order our February 4th, 2019 school committee meeting. It is 6 p.m. This meeting is being both audio and videotaped. So at this moment, can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that. Continuing with our agenda item number 1, roll call. To my left.
Jake Brady, student rep.
Bill Fonseca.
Sarah Trulio.
Gregory Thompson.
Rich Ficero.
Gordon Smith, Superintendent of Schools.
Elizabeth Marcin Boucher.
Pamela Blair, Assistant Superintendent for Business.
Kathleen Saletti, Recording Secretary.
Thank you. Moving to agenda item number 2, approval of minutes. 2.1, approval of the January 22nd, 2019 regular session meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve the January 22nd, 2019 regular session meeting minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. I just want to congratulate you, Ms. Saletti, again. In fact, I had asked Eileen for a copy of her statement, and I have it right here now, almost word for word, so thank you. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Anybody opposed? We are unanimous. Committee and subcommittee communications, Mr. Jake Brady.
Okay, so February is Black History Month, and Mr. Polk and the Social Studies Department at the high school are actively working to try and spread and acknowledge the many achievements of Black people throughout our nation's history. So each morning and afternoon on the morning announcements, students are giving moments of Black history, and I feel like this is a great way for students to be able to appreciate our nation's diverse history. So overall, it's very informative and educational, and it's just a good thing. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Mr. Fonseca.
A couple of quick items. We started secretaries negotiations last week. We had our first session, and tomorrow Gordon and I will be, as part of our part of our subcommittee duties, meeting with the Open Space Committee.
Okay. Ms. Trulio.
I don't have anything this week.
Mr. Thompson.
I'm going to pass as well, thank you.
Ms. Marcin Boucher.
It's E-Leaf Week, people, so. Buy your tickets, it's Saturday, it's $75, of which a portion of that is a donation, because they do have to pay for food. So they've got some great auction
Is it
things.
Twin Hills again?
It is at Twin Hills, yep. So just go, it's great.
Any specific theme?
No, they
Just saw Winter Ball.
Yeah,
Winter
Winter
Ball.
Ball, yeah, which seems to work good, and they've got a lot of good items up for auction, so. I just picked up it's not a wheelbarrow this year, folks, it's a garden cart filled with beverages. So, there we go.
Gatorade and...
Yeah, oh yeah,
Spring water.
yep.
Yeah, okay.
And I just want to report, we had our first meeting of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee. I'll sum it up in one word, extreme, well, very powerful. A great group of people, very diverse as you can imagine. The impressive thing, and I'll ask Mrs. Smith will probably agree with me, is the students we had there spoke up as much as the adults. So it really felt like it's going to be a type of committee that's going to really congeal and work hard on this issue, which is a very difficult issue.
Good.
Moving along, opportunity for visitors to address the committee. Seeing none, I'm going to go to presentations. And as always, Assistant Superintendent Business Report has very exciting agenda items for us.
Yes, I do.
Lead
So
us
the
off.
first item, 5.2.1, is the E-Leaf funded grants for the 18-19 school year. And I'm very happy and very grateful to E-Leaf for the following 13 grants. Maple Shade, Bruce Goldman, Perseverance Through Literature, $750. Maple Shade, John Wiedersheim, Podcast Studio for Classroom, $1,879.99. Maple Shade and Mountain View, Danielle Horan and Aaron Ty, Musical Instruments for $513.40. Maple Shade, Marianne McCauley, STEM Carts, $378. Birchland Park, Amy Lansing and Eileen Turnberg, Materials for Robotic Team Expansion, $2,250. Birchland Park, Paul Levesque, 3D printer, $640. The high school, Peter Van Buren, Robotic Materials, $2,500.
It's always on this list, doesn't
It
it?
is.
Yes.
See, every year Mr. Van Buren's getting something.
The high school again, Catherine Wayland, Crime Scene Blood Typing, $1,395.70.
That's
The
that
high
CSI
school.
course.
Yeah.
The high school Carol Forward, the ukulele program for the music classroom, $1,897.47.
Ukulele like a
Little Hawaiian
Yeah.
school, it's great.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great,
they're
yeah.
fun to learn.
You can actually
Yeah.
play some songs and learn some stuff.
Really?
Pretty good.
Mountain View, Dorita Henderson, speech and language therapy, $746. Mountain View, Christopher Tyler, robotics, $986.90. Mountain View, Steve Gay, thank you. STEM materials, solar system deluxe scale model, $720.79. Meadowbrook, Faith Wind, learning with robotics in K to
Once
2,
again.
$3,599.45.
That's,
That
Gifted
is
and Talented Pushes.
a grand total of $23,257.70 from eLeaf.
Cool.
Thank
Nice-
you.
Nice diversity, but robotics seems to be a common theme.
It
That's
is.
fantastic. 20,000.
Teams competing at the elementary, middle, and high school level.
So they had like $73,000 worth of requests, of which
Really?
maybe, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
well, yeah,
Wow.
60 or 70.
Yeah, it's pretty
I-
competitive this year.
maybe.
So, yeah,
24.
they had some good ones.
They were
There's some
really good.
different
Well, it's nice to
ones.
see all 5 schools represented.
Yeah.
It is, they
Absolutely.
try to be as even as
Yeah.
possible, but sometimes it's hard,
It
but they
is.
like to make sure somebody gets something.
You know, when I was supposed to, one thing that's underrated is that teachers are still applying. When I was there, they were starting to get a little bit like, we refused 5
Yeah.
years in a row. So should I keep applying? Yes, keep
Yes,
applying.
you always have
So
to-
you
Like
can
us with
see
the
if they get-
MSBA.
Huh?
Kind of like us with the MSBA. Keep going, that's
Where's
right.
your-
Going.
And
So-
they are hopeful that they will hit that $1 million mark at some point
That's
this year. I mean, it all
How
depends on.
close are they?
They're like here, and it's all based on the stock market at
Oh, I
this
know
point,
it is.
because they're over $900,000.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, but you could have it today and lose it tomorrow.
Right, so anything, and then when they get to that $1 million point, everything they make in that year, so long as it doesn't dip under $1
Yeah.
million, goes 100% to the schools.
So it's encouraging to get them over $1 million by more than just $1. because-
Yeah,
Well, Bill, you gonna make a
Yeah.
big donation?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Could I just add,
Sure.
last year I took forensics with Miss Walland, and it was just an enthralling experience to like dive into like the science of forensics, and I feel like this was definitely a great investment for her classroom, and it's good to see the trend growing in terms of bringing more science programs into the high
I
school.
heard that was very
That's good to
popular.
hear.
Well,
Yes.
my daughter took it when she was here and she loved it.
Yeah.
Is it just forensic 1 or is it forensic 1 and 2 now?
They have 2.
They have two now.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
I know my kids wanted it desperately, but never fit into their schedule, and I think that was their
Yeah,
biggest
she
like
got it to
regret,
fit
they
in
couldn't get
and
into
she
it.
loved it. It was
Yep.
a great course.
Yep, so,
Well, do I have a wonderful motion here?
I guess
Beth,
I'll-
you should
Go
do it.
ahead.
I am, I'm gonna move, but I gotta look at yours, because my computer's not working. I move that we accept the $23,257.70 from eLeaf granted to all of our schools.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, further discussion. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Opposed? We're unanimous, Ms. Saletti.
All
Thank
right.
you all very much.
So
and,
they can write the
and we-
check now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing everybody Saturday to
Yes.
celebrate these wonderful projects. Moving along, 5.2.2, Mountain View gift donation of $37.35 from Mountain View PTO.
You got it, Mr. Pacero. So this is from the profit from the sale of Square One Art, and Elaine Santinella would like your approval to put this check into the gift account.
Do I have a motion?
Is that from the PTO or from Square One Art?
Well,
The letter says
it's
from
retail
PTO.
profit from the sale of Square One Art, so I'm not
Okay.
positive.
Well, we
Well,
can,
the
the
check-
check's from them, so I
Yeah, the
move that
check's
we,
from the
I
PTO.
move we accept the,
From Square One.
No,
From
but
Square Art.
but the PTO's writing the check,
Yeah.
right? That's all I meant.
Right, oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Oh.
the check's from Square One.
What's this check in our
Yeah,
packet?
we have a picture of the check. It's from
Oh,
Square
I'm
One.
sorry. I'm very sorry.
It was saying
you
it should
guys.
have been
Yes,
written to the PTO, but instead it was.
but instead it was through the
Written
school.
to
So I move
Okay.
that we accept the check from Square One Art in the amount of $37.35 for Mountain View School.
Motion, do I have a second?
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Unanimous again, Ms. Saletti. 5.2.3, high school gift donation of $175 from Francis Fortier.
Yeah, so this check is for a purchase of a brick in honor of the class of 1969, the 50th reunion. And again, the high school would like your permission, approval to put this check into their gift account.
And that's the standard brick cost,
That's correct.
engraved.
Wow. Okay, do I have a motion?
Move that we accept the check from Francis Fortier in the amount of $175 for the class of 1969 50th reunion for a brick.
I have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
Thank you. Further discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Unanimous again, Ms. Saletti.
Great, we'll get those deposited.
Okay, old business, discussion of FY 2020 budget. Mr. Gordon Smith.
Okay, in your packets, you have basically a table that outlines the budget requests that we discussed at the last meeting. And the second page, it gives you a total for the budget requests. And it also adds some new information regarding the governor's proposed budget, which just recently came out. Our Chapter 70 aid for fiscal year 2020 is, in the governor's budget, increasing to $12,082,021, which is an increase of about $828,000 from this current year. It's only the first step in the process, but it's good to see.
6.5%.
Yeah, it's a big increase, and the governor has in his budget not only outlined a number of initiatives supporting education, he's looking to help move to some of the recommendations that people have been asking for around the foundation budget. So if you remember, the foundation budget was created back in Ed Reform, back in 1993, and parts of it now are well outdated in terms of how they're configuring percentages in terms of municipalities and so forth, mostly around special education, which I think Mr. Fonseca has mentioned quite a few times.
Yeah, this number that for us and for everybody across the state is a compilation of some of the recommendations that came out of the Foundation Budget Review Commission's report 4 years ago. He's taking a stab at trying to implement it because there's a tremendous amount of pressure on the legislature, both the Senate and the House. The Senate did pass something last year that was going to start funding it. The House just stalled it. They got it June 30th. They didn't act on it. There's a lot of pressure on the legislature this year to do something around those recommendations. So the governor said that he would come out and take a stab at it. This is his recommendation. It's a step in the right direction. It's not nearly enough from what the Foundation Budget Review Commission's recommendations are.
So I did last week have the opportunity to meet with the governor's representative, a gentleman by the name of Pat Carnevale, and he had asked, we were meeting about something outside of the budget, but he had just asked as we started the meeting what my thoughts were, and I said that I thought it was very laudable to support education in this way, and then specifically I said one of the things that we would really like to see is that they continue to fund the circuit breaker remedy or grant, if you will, at the 75% rate that it initially was written, or originally was written at. I think it's been hovering around 73,
Yeah,
74.
73%.
Not far away, but if they could consistently keep it there, that's something that's not only an account that we certainly depend on. I'm sure that many districts across Massachusetts are depending on that too. As you know, that special education can be somewhat volatile in terms of out-of-district tuitions.
And there was one year where it went down into like 68,
Yes,
yeah,
69, which really greatly affects.
What
that
they've done in the
budget.
past is when these budget proposals come out, if it's not at the 75, because constitutionally it's supposed to be funded at 75%. When the governor and both the House and the Senate bring out their budgets and it's not, and they finally settle on something, you'll see supplemental budgets passed throughout the course of the year trying to up the percentage, getting it as close to 75% as they can,
Right.
depending on tax collections. Another thing that the governor's been doing is he's kind of sending his representatives out on a listening tour to get everybody's feedback on this initial proposal, to give the governor some weight or ammunition for when the House and Senate release their budgets, depending on what those numbers, their numbers look like.
Now, the last few years, whatever the governor has proposed for Chapter 78, the House and Senate have added to
They've
it.
added roughly between $5 and $7
Yeah.
on an average to,
Per pupil?
per pupil.
So that puts us in a good situation if that trend continues.
Okay, so let me crystallize this, so, following Mr. Thompson's calculations, what we're looking at now is a 6.5% increase?
Roughly, yeah.
And we're asking with this full list here, 2.7, am I correct?
Not with the budget request alone, as we go to look at contractual obligations.
No, that's level services, I'm asking, what we're asking right here is 2.7 though, 260?
No, that's not.
No, that's what I'm saying, you have to add in contractual obligations.
That's like 0.5%.
Yeah,
right?
260, yeah, it's
Oh,
not,
I see, this
it's
is
not high at all.
I
It's
see.
it's
So
under 0.5%.
the budget
It is.
request is actually quite low,
We're gonna be-
but we have to bring more information to the whole process in terms of all our contractual obligations.
Oh, wait.
Okay,
Right.
but I think with all that, we're looking at around 2.7%.
That's where
Yeah,
I'm
very
seeing
much
things now.
a,
Still a work in
still a
progress.
work in progress,
progress.
but we're thinking that contractual obligations plus the
The request,
request
make it around
That's
will
2.7.
be
right.
about 2.7%.
And right now, from the state, we're getting 6.5.
It goes to the town's general
I
fund.
Right,
understand,
it's funneled through the town.
I understand.
Right.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we
that's
don't,
But
a lot
it's
less
meant
than
for
our
the schools.
Yes, it
budget.
is.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
only
Say
12
that loud.
million, it's not,
yeah.
Right,
it's not the
and
whole
right
thing.
now,
which-
we're a $30 million
Yeah.
budget.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have
Huh?
no,
We hit it,
We did,
30 million.
yeah.
yeah, so we have no budget guidelines or anything yet, right?
No, we don't have anything official right now. Obviously, the town council has discussed some priorities. I think the last couple meetings, they've discussed that. I don't know if there's a subcommittee, budget subcommittee that may have been formed at one of the meetings.
Yeah.
So that committee may give us more specifics as once
Okay.
they start meeting.
It's getting kind of late.
Well, but we're moving towards where we know we need to be, so we'll be
Right.
able to
Oh, no, I
present
understand,
that.
I
yeah,
understand
which
that,
is-
but it's just, it's crunch time when
Right,
they start doing all the calculations and figure out what it's gonna do to the tax rate, because it's more than just our budget.
So the last 3 years, if I'm correct, not at the level of 6.5%, but we've had increases in Chapter 70 for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So, and you usually see this when we get to our budget hearing, but basically, our increases to the full budget from the town have been right around 2%. Some years it might be 1.9, other years it might be 2.1, but if you looked at the last 6, 7 years, we're averaging around 2%. Just so people are aware.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you for that discussion.
So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people didn't have questions on any of these requests, or at some point when we have more information, we may want to prioritize them.
Okay.
Now, the next two futures, if I'm correct, these are just updates, we already approved them, they were supposed to come back to us with.
Correct,
Is that
so,
correct? Okay.
yeah, so you've approved both the music department field trip to New York City and the Costa Rica trip to Costa Rica, obviously.
Do we have to,
What this is now is just, yeah, an update.
we don't have to
Probably
vote on.
updated. I would
We
vote
have
on
to,
the
yeah,
updated
I think we
details.
should.
You now have itinerary and you have students who are actually participating.
Participating in the cost. All right, do I have a motion to approve the field trip from the music department to New York on April 4th, 2019?
Move to approve the high school music trip to New York City, New York, April 4th, 2019.
I have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
Second, further discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? We are unanimous. The science department to Costa Rica. Now, they're missing some school here, correct, a couple of days?
They are missing, I
So something
believe,
happened, they said.
Yeah, at least 2 days, I think, before vacation.
Yeah, there's something, they're gonna change the flight, correct? Okay. Okay, do I have a motion to accept the science field trip to Costa Rica?
I move to approve the high school science department field trip to Costa Rica from April 12th to April 21st, 2019.
I have a motion, I have a second.
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? We are unanimous again.
Right, thank you.
New business, 7.1, memorandum of understanding with the ELEA. A motion, please.
What was the date on that, do you remember? I don't have it in front of me.
February, well, I think you can go with February
The
4th.
date of the agreement?
Yeah, because the agreement hasn't been signed yet.
Yeah. Phil, you wanna do that, or want me to do it?
Go ahead.
I move that we approve the memorandum of understanding with Unit A.
It's
dated-
actually Unit A and Unit E.
Okay.
Paraprofessionals would also be part of that.
Thank you.
Yep.
For both Unit A and Unit E, dated February 4th, 2019.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Anybody against? We're unanimous again, wow.
Okay.
Before we adjourn, 2 days to remember, everybody, February 12th, a week from tomorrow, 6 o'clock, we're at the Council on Aging for the vote on SOY with Town Council.
Okay.
Nice if we all could be there, it'd really be appreciated.
Is it 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Right.
Secondly, this Thursday at 1 o'clock, we are meeting with a volunteer capital planning committee as chaired by Denise Menard on our capital planning projects.
Correct.
So that's this Thursday at 1 o'clock, and that's at
Town Hall.
Town Hall.
Okay.
I know that Mr. Thompson said he could attend, I'll be there.
I will be there, yes.
I'll be there as well.
Okay.
I could if I could. I can't.
I figured you were working there.
I'm supposed to have jury duty that day, so
Wow.
Good luck. Yeah.
if I get out early.
If you get out early.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Once again, we appreciate the wisdom of Mr. Jake Brady being on our committee. And of course, we always appreciate Mr. Don Mackey, makes us look so good on TV. So with that, a motion to adjourn,
So
please.
moved.
So
Do I have a second?
nice.
All those in favor?
Yes.
We are unanimous, Mr. Slade, all day through.